Hello, everyone. This is our first live to the CSA group. So hopefully this goes through. If you're hopping on live with me tonight, do me a favor and just make a comment just so that I know the feed is coming through. You can hear me fine, the lighting's fine. And I will generally comment and answer questions after the live video just so that I don't take up a lot of time during the video. I am Stephanie Borzio. I am your CSA coach for this season. My family and I have been with the CSA for 10 years. This is our 10th season, and I've actually been creating recipes for the blog. I'm pretty sure this will be my 4th season doing that. So this year we also have the CSA coaching job as a new position. So that will be part of my job. And you've seen me a lot in commenting and making posts in the private Facebook group. So one of my other jobs is going to be doing live videos. And most of the time those will take place on Tuesday evenings. And those Tuesday evening live videos will be unboxing what we receive in the share. So I'll be showcasing what produce we receive, what the different add-on options we have, some storage tips, and also what to do in terms of recipes or ideas of how to use the produce. So those will be fun. They'll be coming every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So that's why we're doing this video at 7 p.m. to kind of test it and see if you guys are able to see it and it all works out. So tonight we're going to talk about what you need for your CSA pickups. These videos in general will be pretty short. I'm hoping to keep it shorter tonight. I have a little activity, so it might be a little bit longer. But we posted yesterday about what you bring with you for CSA pickup days. There was a lot of great answers. There's a variety. But basically, you need to go to CSA on your Tuesday or Thursday pickup day with some items. One of the big things is either bags or boxes or coolers to put all the produce in. So I'm going to showcase what I bring, and then maybe that'll help you get ideas. It's really good to start gathering those items now so that you're ready if you are the first week of pickup for next week. So I have 2 of these canvas bags that I always bring with me, and they're huge, so they open up. There were some great ideas on the post about laundry baskets, collapsible crates, things like that, other boxes that are reusable. So it doesn't have to be bags like that. There's also produce bags. So these are great because they're all different sizes. You can get them all different places. So we get produce that I kind of like to keep together. So I take it out of our crates that we get from the CSA and throw it right into these and then throw it into the bag. You can also use Ziploc bags. So those also work. I generally bring some sort of plastic container just because it weighs less, and things like my strawberries or my cherry tomatoes, I like putting in these so that they don't get crushed by anything else. So I always have some sort of reusable container with me just in case. I also have like this shopping bag as an extra. If you are signed up, if you live a distance, so you have to drive a little bit, or you are signed up for cheese and ice cream shares, we highly recommend that you bring some sort of cooler and ice packs. I don't live very far, so I only live 15 minutes away, so my commute isn't a lot. I put my veggies in the bags, I put my ice cream and my cheeses will go into a smaller cooler like this, or anything that I just want to put in there with some ice packs. If you live further away, you're probably going to want to put more of your veggies in coolers. So bring a larger cooler. For herbs and for flowers, you're going to want to bring some sort of shear. And then when we get into flower season, which I believe begins the beginning of July, you're going to want to bring a reusable container to put the flowers in. So I fill this with water and then head out to the flower patches and put my fresh cut flowers in here. And I've been using this for years. I don't know what it originally was, but it's from the recycling bin. Okay, so if you have any questions, type them in. I know there were a lot of other ideas about what things they bring with them. As the season, like in the middle of the season, end of July, beginning of August, we end up with a lot of produce, so you may need a couple extra bags. Someone recommended bringing a bag with some reusable containers into the field when we do a lot of the U-picks. That's a great idea. Usually I'll leave 1 or 2 bags filled with the produce in the car and then go to the fields with another bag and some Ziploc bags and my reusable plastic containers, my shears and my jug. So that just makes it easier because when we're picking multiple items, it's hard to carry if you're just one person. Okay, if you are joining me tonight and we are going to make a t-shirt bag together. So if you have an old t-shirt and a pair of scissors, grab them now. I thought these would be fun because I feel like everyone has an old t-shirt laying around. And sometimes like the one t-shirt I used is kind of fun and important to me, but I don't really wear it anymore. So now it's become one of the reusable bags that I use. It's super easy, no sew, and I'm gonna go through step by step how to make them. So these would work great for, I feel like I could throw my potatoes in here and then knot the top and throw them in my bag. They would work great for like our green beans. So as I'm picking the green beans, we don't take the containers we pick with us. So I could toss them in here and then tie it up and put it in the back of my car. So these are ones that I already made. So basically it was a t-shirt that I made some cuts on and then make the bottom solid by tying. So I'm gonna go through step by step how to do this. You do not have to do it with me. You can follow this later. This video will be posted, so you can follow the video later. This is a great little craft to do with kids because they can take one of their favorite t-shirts. So this is one of my son's t-shirts because I thought it was smaller and would fit some of the smaller produce. And the one I'm going to use tonight is actually another one of my son's t-shirts. So this is another one. All right, so basically what we're going to do, and I'm going to push the camera down so you can see the table a little bit and less of me. So I have a t-shirt, so a plain t-shirt, cotton t-shirt, and a sharp pair of scissors. So what I want to do initially is I want to fold this t-shirt in half. And it's not a big deal if it's perfect, but we're going to fold it in half. Okay, right there is good. And then what I want to do is cut off both of the arms. So either from the top or from the bottom, we're just cutting off those arms. And then you can use this for patches or for something else. We no longer need that. And then we're going to cut the neck out. And you want to go a little bit lower because you want this to be your handle. So you've got a pretty low, it doesn't have to be exactly as low as you just cut for the arm, but pretty low. And I like to keep it folded just so the sides are even. It doesn't have to be folded. You can unfold it. Okay, so I cut that out of the neck. So basically that piece becomes removed. Step 3 is cut off the bottom, just the hem of the t-shirt, just because it's easier to work with for the next step. Toss that. Then we're going to take the t-shirt and flip it inside out. lay it nice and flat, and on the bottom, going up, you're gonna make 2-inch length, 1/2 inch wide. And again, it doesn't matter if it's totally 2 inches high and 1/2 inch, but that's about what works really well. So 2 inches high, 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch, all the way down, 1/2 inch wide. So this first one, I'm gonna go about 2 inches up, and then I'm gonna move a 1/2 inch over, 2 inches up, 1/2 inch over, 2 inches up, and I'm gonna go the whole way. So if you're doing this with me, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get us all the way across. And I'm not measuring, I'm just going one by one. It's not a big deal if they're slightly off, and you'll see why for the next step. So you're gonna keep going till you're all the way down to the end. And I'm going through both layers of the t-shirt, the front and the back. So each slit that I make, I have a top piece and a bottom piece. Okay, a couple more. Okay, and for these end ones, so here I have one and here. This one isn't so bad, so we're gonna leave that one, but this one is pretty wide, so I'm gonna slice that. Just on the very end. Okay. Now basically what you're gonna do is we're gonna tie those into knots. So your first one, I want you to just set aside. And then you're gonna knot the bottom and the top, so it's kind of a crisscross. So that first one I set aside, and the next two I'm crisscrossing and knotting. And then we're basically gonna go down the whole bottom and make knot, 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 knot till we get to the very end. So the first slit doesn't get used initially. And just a single knot is all you need for the first one. So again, if you're doing this with me live, it's just gonna take a few minutes to get through all of the ties we need to make. Each tie that you make, you want one piece from the top and one piece from the bottom. And I find it much easier if it's laying flat on a surface, which is why I'm trying to do this on the table. Just because I can follow the t-shirt and where things are a little bit better than if I were holding it up. So one from the top, one from the bottom, single tie. One from the top, one from the bottom, single tie. And I'm not doing it super tight. I'm just doing the single tie. You'll see that we do a second tie, which will secure everything in a minute. So the next one that's on the top and the next one on the bottom gets tied. So this is where if you have little kids, if you're having a younger child help you, they might just need a little bit of guidance on this part. Like just tell them, take the top piece, take the bottom piece and tie it. And then as you work your way all the way to the end, It will start to bunch a little bit because we're making those knots and pulling the fabric together. That's totally okay. I will take photos and try to give step-by-step instructions too that I will post in the group as well, just in case that people are more visual and don't want to watch the whole video here. And then if you do end up doing this, take pictures of what you make and maybe use hashtag T-shirt bag so we can see all the photos of the fun T-shirts that you've repurposed. Okay, I have a few left, and then there's one more step. And the last one. Okay, so that's what it looks like after I've done one tie. Now, when you open this up, can you see how there's openings? All we need to do for the next step is close those openings. So here we have a tie. Here we have an opening. We're going to tie these two to close the opening, just in one tie. And you're going to do the same thing. Go from here all the way down and close all those openings. Maybe if I sit, you'll be able to see my face a little bit better. Sorry. This part, you don't have to lay it flat because it's kind of, if you hold it up like I just did to show you, you can see those little openings better. So by doing that second tie, we're closing the openings and making it more secure and able to hold a little bit more. But this is the last step. So we're just making these ties and your T-shirt bag is done. So super easy, so fun, and a way to repurpose something you probably have laying around or in a pin or in the bottom of a drawer. I'm just making a single tie. You could, if you really wanted to, double knot all of these. It's just not necessary. Trying to answer a couple of the questions while I'm sitting here tying. You do turn the T-shirt back around so that you're not going to see, like once I'm done making all these ties, if you have a T-shirt, like this particular T-shirt didn't have an image on it, but if you have a T-shirt with an image on it and you want to see that, you will, because we're going to flip it back around. So I'll show you a couple of the T-shirts that I think 2 of my T-shirts that I've made into bags have images. So one of them in particular had an image that I wanted to keep. So this half has all been knotted once, or tied once, I guess I should say, tied once, and then I tied again to fill that void. This here is the void, the opening. So that's how I know this one still needs to be tied. So I feel like the hardest step is the initial tying. And here, if you want to make it really, really secure, you probably could double knot this, but I didn't double knot any of mine, and they all work great. I haven't washed any of them yet. Almost done. Sorry, this part is a little bit tedious, so like I feel like I'm being unproductive at the moment. These would also be really fun to like turn into gift bags, and there's other uses for the t-shirt bags. We just thought they would be really good for produce pickup days. Okay, so this is my last one that hasn't been tied yet. So not that. My ties are done. And now I'm gonna flip it. So this is inside out, because remember we flipped it inside out to make those cuts. I'm flipping it right side out again. And all of that fringe of where we just tied is inside. Now, if you like to see the fringe and want that, so that's what the bottom of mine looks like. If you want to see the fringe, just skip that step where I flipped mine inside out to cut the fringe, skip that. And you can keep the fringe on the outside if you like that look. So that's it. There's your t-shirt bag. I'm gonna throw all of these in my CSA pickup, and there'll be extra bags for me to use on pickup days. These were the two that I made. This was a Color Me Rad shirt. So part of it obviously got cut because of the making the loop for the handles. And then this one just was a shirt for a race that we did. So I wanted to keep, oh, wrong side. I wanted to keep that image. So if you made these with me tonight, or made one of these with me tonight, take a picture and post it and do, what did I say, hashtag t-shirt bag. I just would love to see everyone's t-shirts turned into bags. And I will end this, post it so everyone can see, and then people can rewatch. And if you have any questions or comments, I'll take care of those after I post. All right, thanks for joining me. I will see everyone next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with our first share, which is super exciting. And we'll talk about storage ideas and possible recipes and usages for the produce we receive. All right, good night, guys.